Good morning and welcome to the Daily Deeper. I'm so glad that you are here, that you are taking the time to invest in your relationship with Jesus. It will always pay off. Sometimes it won't feel like it'll pay off immediately. Sometimes it will feel like you're going nowhere or you're actually taking steps backward. But I guarantee you that time spent pursuing the Lord will pay off. Those who diligently seek God will be rewarded. That's what Hebrews 11:6 says. So maybe the coronavirus has been making you feel depressed, that you feel overwhelmed with all of the uncertainty. You feel that all of these setbacks are too much for you to bear. All of the tragedy around you feels overwhelming. Well, I want to share what Jesus says in regards to sorrow, because we are in a season where our faith is being tested. It is being put to the test. Are we going to trust God? Are we going to do the kinds of things that Jesus would have us do? Our character is being put to the test. And in the end, we will develop perseverance. You're going to develop perseverance. You're going to develop a new perspective. You're going to come out of this coronavirus pandemic stronger than you were when you left. You won't leave defeated, broke down, or financially bankrupt. You are going to leave eventually. You are going to see that God has used this to bless your life. The end is bright. God's hope it remains strong. You will get through this. And I want to share some encouraging words that Jesus gives us from John chapter 16. Verses 20 through 22. Well, I'm going to tell you the solemn truth. You will weep and wail, but the world will celebrate. You will be overcome with sorrow, but your sorrow will turn into joy. When a woman is giving birth, she is in anguish because her moment has come. But when the child is born, she no longer remembers the suffering because of the joy that a human being has been born into the world. In the same way, you have sorrow now, but I shall see you again, and your hearts will celebrate, and nobody will take your joy away from you. We will have sorrow, but Jesus also says that all of our sorrow will turn into joy, because Jesus remains victorious over all of the hardships of this world. Jesus said that his mission was to undo all the works of the enemy. He wants to undo all the works of Satan. That means disease, illness, death, all of those things, tragedy, depression, the sinful nature. Jesus wants to undo all the works of Satan, and he will do it. He is victorious. He will win the battle. He's much stronger than Satan. In fact, they should not even be in the same league. If they were boxing against each other, Jesus would be in the heavyweight division, and Satan wouldn't even make the lightweight division, because Jesus is that much stronger than Satan. Overwhelming victory. Jesus is in no way does he have any rivals at all. There is no peer to Jesus. There is no one who can equal his power. And so even though these things feel difficult, even though what we're going through feels so hard, and things are probably going to get worse, the economy is crashing. We're going to have some hard years ahead of us, where we're going to have to work hard. We're going to have to budget well. We're going to have to skimp on some of the things that we've been wanting. But I guarantee you, Jesus will see us through to victory. That we will look back on these days sweetly, because Jesus' power was able to push us through. I remember once my grandma told me a story when she was very poor and young. and they didn't have any food for days. And they were just, when they did have food, it was crackers and water, or bread and water. It was hardly anything. And she just prayed one day, "Oh God, I just could really use some chicken." And after her prayer, she got up and went out of her front door. And as she opened the door, guess what was there? A chicken. Chicken was right there. God had delivered it to her doorstep. And through these moments where we face the hardship of not having enough, take heart, because we will see God's power come through again and again. When we see that we are lacking things, God will see that we lack nothing. When we feel like we can get nowhere, God will make sure that we get further than we could ever imagine. Jesus has all the power and all of the authority in heaven and earth. And that's the Lord and King that is with us, that wants to serve and partner along with us. He is giving us His power so that we can help Him in His project of undoing all the works of Satan. So as we face these economic hardships and the tragedy and the depression, understand that God will take these moments that are so hard and He will bring such light and love and peace that people will cherish the memories of what the people of God have done throughout this season. As we love people and value people, they will have an encounter with God that will touch the very depths of their soul. Everyone remembers those most loving moments of their life. These are the most significant moments when we feel love in dramatic and intense ways, as we make sacrifices for one another, as we do whatever we can to take care of the needs of one another and to help people feel loved and cherished and valued. As you make an effort to do those things, you will discover that the moments that you spent doing, loving people and doing acts of service and kindness and sacrifice for others, for that person, it will become some of the sweetest memories of their life. As they lay on their deathbed, thinking about their life, they will remember how wonderful you loved them, you treated them. And they will say, life has been good. In fact, that's God's desire for every person, that they can look through all of the tragedy, all of the hardship, and they can say, I am blessed to have gotten to live in this world and to see what God has done. So may you be blessed today, and may you have a revelation that your life is truly blessed because you have gotten a chance to live it all. And living even with the tragedy, even with the hardships, even with the trouble and the struggle are not worth comparing to the joys and the wonderful, amazing experience of love, of peace, of righteousness, of someone else's self-sacrificial love. All of those things make any tragedy look small in comparison, and you get to participate in that. So take heart, don't be discouraged. Your sorrow absolutely will turn into joy. That's what Jesus says. Your sorrow will turn into joy. And when Jesus comes and shows Himself to you, the joy that you will have is a joy that no one can take away. Be blessed today. Love you guys.